It was a Tuesday afternoon when Emily's world shattered. She had come home early from work, her arms full of grocery bags, planning to surprise Mark with his favorite dinner, roast chicken and mashed potatoes. As she climbed the creaky stairs to their apartment, she heard it, Mark's deep, familiar chuckle, followed by a woman's playful giggle. Her hand froze on the doorknob, the bag slipping slightly in her grip. The sounds were coming from their bedroom. Emily's heart pounded in her chest, each beat a thunderous echo of the dread rising within her. She stood there, paralyzed as the laughter continued, oblivious to her presence just beyond the door. Her hands trembled as she backed away, the grocery bags rustling softly. She couldn't face whatever was happening inside. Not yet. She needed time to think, to breathe. Quietly, she retreated down the stairs and out into the crisp evening air, her mind a whirlwind of questions and fears. Who was that woman? How long had this been going on? And most painfully, why hadn't she seen it coming? Over the next few days, Emily turned into a detective in her own marriage. She began noticing things she'd brushed off before. Mark's sudden interest in his appearance, the way he angled his phone away from her when texting, the late nights at the office that had become routine. Each observation stabbed at her heart, but she couldn't stop. She needed proof, something concrete to confirm the suspicion gnawing at her. One evening, while sorting laundry, she found it, a crumpled receipt in Mark's jacket pocket for a hotel room, dated 2 weeks ago when he'd claimed to be on a business trip. Her hands shook as she traced the printed words. Later that night, when Mark stepped into the shower, she stole a glance at his phone. A message from an unknown number glowed on the screen. "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was incredible." The words burned into her mind, fueling her resolve. She had to know the full truth. The next evening, when Mark said he was working late again, Emily followed him. She parked discreetly outside his office building, her pulse racing as she watched him exit and climb into his car. Instead of heading home, he drove to a cozy cafe in the next neighborhood. Through the window, she saw him greet a woman with a warm embrace and a kiss on the cheek. They sat close, laughing, their hands brushing across the table. Emily's breath caught in her throat, her worst fears unfolding before her eyes. That night, when Mark walked through the door, Emily was waiting. The apartment was silent, the air thick with tension. "We need to talk," she said, her voice steady despite the storm raging inside her. Mark's face paled, his eyes flickering with something, guilt, perhaps, as he met her gaze. "What's wrong?" he asked, but the tremor in his voice betrayed him. Emily held up the hotel receipt, her fingers trembling slightly. "I know about the affair, and I saw you with her tonight." Mark's shoulders slumped, and he sank into a chair, his head in his hands. "Emily, I'm so sorry," he began, his voice cracking. "It was a mistake. I was feeling lonely, and things between us, they haven't been great lately. But I love you, and I want to make this right." His words hung in the air, heavy with regret. But to Emily, they felt hollow. The trust they'd built over years lay in ruins at her feet. "I don't know if I can ever trust you again," she said, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I need time to think." In the days that followed, Emily replayed their marriage in her mind. The good moments, the quiet nights, the slow drift apart. Mark's betrayal was unforgivable, but she couldn't ignore the truth she'd uncovered about herself too. She'd been distant, wrapped up in her own world, letting their connection fray. Maybe this was a wake-up call for them both. But right now she couldn't see past the pain. She needed space, a chance to heal. She packed a small bag, her movements deliberate, and left a note on the kitchen table. "I need time to heal. Please respect that." As she stepped out into the night, the door clicking shut behind her, Emily felt a weight lift from her shoulders. The future was uncertain, a blank canvas stretching out before her, but for the first time in days, she knew she had the strength to face it.